昨季のメジャーリーグで、ロサンゼルス・ドジャースの大谷翔平は満票でナショナルリーグの MVP に選出され、その偉業が世界中で注目を集めました。日本時間1月14日には、かつてツインズやフィリーズでプレーしたトレバー・プルーフ氏が、米野球専門ポッドキャスト番組、ベースボールトゥデイに出演し、大谷の価値に関する興味深い議論が展開されました。番組内では、大谷はバーゲン価格だったのではないか、というテーマで意見が交わされ、彼の契約が実際に市場価値に見合うものだったのかについて多角的な視点で語られました。また、話題はさらに広がり、大谷翔平以上のスポーツ選手は果たして存在するのか、という問いへ、ここでは、レブロン・ジェームスなどの世界的スターと比較しながら、彼の影響力や市場価値について熱い議論が繰り広げられました。さらに、米ポッドキャスト番組ザ・クリス・ローズ・ローテーションでは、フィリーズの外野手ニック・カステヤノスが登場し、大谷の契約金や MVP 選出について自身の見解を語りました。彼は大谷のプレーとその価値について、現役選手ならではの視点で評価しており、その内容がファンや視聴者の間で大きな話題となっています。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでお届けしますので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
All right, speaking of reports, this coming from Forbes magazine, that Shohei Ohtani brought in $70 million in revenue to the Dodgers last season, just based on new business relationships, mostly formulated with a dozen Japanese companies. Is it possible LA actually got a team-friendly deal when they signed Shohei to a $700 million contract?
I mean, I think the way we have to phrase this question is, if it wasn't deferred, will we still consider it a team-friendly contract? Because it's clearly a team-friendly contract because of the amount, 98% of this money is deferred. It's already team-friendly because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the question has to be, if it was $700 million for 10 years, $70 million a year, would it still be team-friendly? And that, the fact that I have to think about that is crazy. It shows the power of Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he transcends baseball. He does. And so I'm answering my new question, and I think I would say yes. I think he is the guy that you can say that about in baseball. I think that he is going to be considered the best baseball player of all time. You already won a World Series because of him. He's bringing in this additional revenue, which we knew he was going to bring in. That was not a surprise to anybody. It's the reason that he can also defer that money. Is not only is he bringing the Dodgers endorsements, he's obviously getting them for himself. It's all over, the place with his New Balance commercial, which is awesome. Can you drop the kicks, New Balance? You're wasting an opportunity. My goodness. It is a team-friendly deal, even without the deferrals, Chris.
Yeah. $700 million, yes. And I mentioned that last year when he signed it. I just felt like business-wise, that's why when people were talking about Soto and he can bring as much to a franchise as Shohei Ohtani. No, he can't.
Not on the field or off the field, no.
Nobody can. This is one of one when it comes to the pipeline between continents. He just opened things up. Vinny Pasquantino told us this when he played for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. Remember, they made it to the Final 8, and they played over in the Tokyo Dome. And he said you couldn't go 3 feet over there without seeing something Shohei. So just imagine that, who is the biggest megastar that we've got in this country in terms of endorsements and interest outside of what they do for a living? Just athlete-wise, is it? I mean,
that's a good question.
I suppose Patrick Mahomes is on a ton of commercials. LeBron still. Yeah. Those are the guys. I think you have to multiply that by 100, it seems like, to get where Shohei is in Japan. And so they're going to have these business relationships for the length of the contract. And as long as he continues to be the exceptional player that he is, which we don't see that ending anytime soon, and now you're going to add the pitching component back into the equation this year, the mania could be out of this world.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes and Shohei are on the same level. I think the only one, I think it's LeBron and Shohei. I think those two names you could mention as far as people playing in the States that have that international or worldly appeal. Like LeBron's got, the basketball is very worldly. It's huge in China, as we know. Like LeBron is crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Shohei's on that level.
I don't know if we've been doing the pop-up questions as of late, because Dan's been working real hard on the graphic look of our show. But I would pop one up that would say, if the Dodgers had to pay Shohei the full $700 over the first 10 years, is the contract low for Shohei?
You answered the question basically in the question. They made $70 million off the field because of Shohei. That alone pays for his salary, and they get the greatest player in the game.
Yeah, and I just don't see that falling off anytime soon. Let us know what your thoughts are on this deal down there in the comments section. I suppose the only people that would compare to him worldwide are soccer stars.
Soccer players, yeah.
Yeah, and that's about it. And I'm sure some of those people
maybe some like F1 drivers. I feel like we don't give them enough credit either.
That's true. That world has a lot of dough attached to it, but it's a very, very small number. You're probably talking about on one hand. Were you amazed, though, when Soto signed for that amount of money?
I was a little bit surprised. Was I amazed? Like with Shohei, I get it. Especially going over and being in Japan. Like you just, with one player, you captured the whole country of Japan is Dodgers fans now. Right? So you see Dodgers stuff everywhere. And I don't know the ins and outs and finances and how much, but I bet you that if TV deals and stuff like that, I know that Shohei going there is making the Dodgers a lot of money outside of the United States. So that, I understand, because he's an international world player. And then I also know Scott is unbelievable at comps and being able to do this and that and using another person's number to say that this is where this new realm is where we're at. And, Steve Cohen apparently is somebody who's not afraid to spend money. So I think that if you just add all of those things together, there's an opportunity where somebody like Juan Soto at the age of 26 to be able to get a 15-year, $800 million contract.
Jose Iglesias ended up on the Mets and had a phenomenal year.
MVP of the National League.
You really, you believe that, don't you?
No doubt.
Why?
Well, if you're looking at the MVP as having the most weight on creating wins for your team, there's no other player that has had that much weight as Jose Iglesias. Because I think with him being able to come in and bring that Latin spark, knock the ice off of Lindor, finally got Vientos probably comfortable to be able to be an everyday third baseman. Now you have a Latin infield. Francisco probably feels more comfortable because that's how it was in Cleveland when he was playing over there. And now a bunch of guys that looked like they had no direction, running in all different directions in the beginning of the year, came together and was running after one common thing. They made the playoffs, got to where they did, while the whole Mets organization had the OMG signs were everywhere from in the city to the stadium, everywhere. So the way I look at baseball, Jose Iglesias is unanimous National League MVP.
Come on. I mean, listen, Shohei went 50-50. You're saying that Jose Iglesias meant more to a team with his galvanizing and his number one pop song because he was able to turn around a franchise for a year?
Yes.
That's not going to work with the sabermetricians. I'm just telling you.
I'm not a sabermetrician. I'm a baseball player.
So you're saying because a guy grabbed a mic and went out at Citi Field and performed, and look at this, got everybody to run out to him, that this means way, way more than a guy who could go 30-30?
I'm saying that him going to the Mets and being himself got the organization to move in one direction. Shohei Ohtani played a huge part in the Dodgers winning. I don't know if he's the sole purpose of the Dodgers moving in one direction. That doesn't mean that what Shohei did isn't record book worthy and he's not an amazing baseball player. If I'm starting a team, I pick Shohei over Jose. There's no doubt about it. I'm not stupid. But the way that I saw baseball last year, through my eyeballs, Jose Iglesias is the National League MVP.
That's incredible. It really is incredible. It's an incredible way to think about it. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to think, Castellanos is crazy.
That's fine. I wonder how many baseball players would think like that. I wonder how many baseball players with over 10 years of experience, they may disagree with me, but I wonder how many baseball players that are fully vested will say that I'm crazy.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。これからも大谷選手のさらなる活躍から目が離せません。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。